you how to level each one of the Ender 3s we have in here. I already have loaded on the card the leveling program, so you just go to, you press down, you go to print from TF, and then you go down to the 4-corner bed level test. You press that, it'll move into position. You take your feeler gauge, which usually that's on one of these magnets, either magnet here or magnet up here. So you find this feeler gauge, you're going to let it go to the point where it stops, and then you're going to be able to feel in there, and you want to raise this down or lower this, or raise this up or lower this down. And if you turn it right, it goes down, and left it goes up, and I'm going to barely get in there to the point where this feeler gauge can go right in between the nozzle and the bed. So I find a little bit of resistance here, and we're good. Once that's good, I'm going to hit the button again. It says click to resume. It makes it go down to the next position. And I'll do the same thing, but on the wheel on the back. So this one, I can get barely under it, so that's good. There's a little bit of resistance. I'm going to leave that one right where it's supposed to be. I'm going to hit the button again. And that's a little loose, so I'm going to raise it up a little bit, which is turning it clockwise. And that's pretty good. I'm going to press it again. It's going to come to this corner. Alright, feel in there. I'm going to raise it up a little bit. So again, clockwise. That's good. Press it again. It's going to go to the middle this time. The middle is what we really want to get really level. So now that it's in that middle, that feels pretty good there. I'm going to press it again, and it's going to go around one more time. At this point, I can double tap and hit stop print if I want to, or I can check it all again. I recommend checking it all again. This one's pretty good. It's a little tight, so I'm going to lower it down just a smidge. Press it again. That's good. That's good, and the last one is going to be back here. And yeah, that's good, so it should be level. Should be good to go. You press it again, it'll end, and then you can just go and start print from TF and set whatever job you want going. Alright, so I'm going to show you how to take the filament and run it into the printer, and so it comes out the end here. So first of all, you go over here, you go to prepare, you go down to preheat, and you can do preheat ABS-N. That's going to make the nozzle 240 degrees Celsius. Nice and hot, and it'll let you put everything through here. So next, you're going to find your end. You're going to take your cutter, and you want to cut it at an angle, at a 45, so there's a point to it. It's going to make it a lot easier to feed it in there. And then back around here, there's a hole. Feed it in the hole, and then you're going to squeeze this together, so then that goes all the way through. And luckily I got first shot, so it goes all the way through, and now it's going to go all the way through this tube into here. As you can see, there's no nozzle on it, so it's coming out the bottom. And I need to replace the nozzle on this. Alright, now I'm going to show you how to replace the nozzle. The nozzle I have on here is okay, but I'm just going to show you how to take it off and then put it back on. So you take this thing, which is a screwdriver, but it fits perfectly around the nozzle. So I'm just going to take this and go up around the nozzle. It's already preheated, and then I'm just going to unscrew it. And that's nice and hot, Well, I don't have to touch it. So then I'd replace out the nozzle, put the other nozzle back in, and then do the same thing in reverse. Just get up under here. And screw that right back into place. And there you go. And then I'm going to feed my filament through. All the way through. When I push this out, it should come out the nozzle. But we get a clog, which is why I need to work on this. So with a clog, remove the filament completely, if you can. This might be melted a little bit. Go ahead and cut it at a 45 and leave that to the side. You got the nozzle I just replaced, so I know that's pretty good. So I'm actually going to unscrew this and leave it to the side. That. So that filament in there is plenty hot. This is, I wouldn't recommend touching any of it with your hand. So now what we're going to do is take this tube off so we can clean out the extruder. Use this, the larger side of this tool. Just go around this a couple of times. It is hot right now. Preheated to 240. So there you go. So already I see a problem. And the problem I see is that this hose needs to be further down in. So it really needs to be like that. If I take my filament, I want to make sure my filament can go all the way through the hose and there's nothing blocking it. And it is coming right out, so that's fine. So the other thing I want to clean is the actual heating element. And the easiest way I found to do that, which I learned from Creality, was take a piece of tubing that you just have sitting around, keep a piece about this big, and just run it down through the top, and push through. You'll catch some of it, and push through. And push through. So it does seem like it's pretty clean. I'm going to do that again. So likely my issue was the fact that there wasn't enough tube from here to here. So I'll make sure there's enough tube so when it's in there it's going to go all the way out. I'm going to go back and put my nozzle back on. There's that. I'll put this tube all the way down in there. Screw it back on. Get that nice and tight. So now when I push the filament through, it should push out the bottom. Okay, so I've got my printer leveled and I'm about to hit go on it. So I'm going to go down and I'm going to hit print from SD. And then I'm going to select my job and I'm going to hit go. It's going to have to heat both the nozzle and the bed. When it's heated to what I've set it to, it will start going. So my job's about to start. I'm going to go over here and hit tune and then scroll down to where it says baby step Z. Press OK. And this will let me slightly adjust my Z up or down as I watch it. So I want to make sure it's going. It does look like it's sticking. So right now it's good. I'm not going to touch it. But if it was not quite working, I could go up or down and just by a little bit. And if I go left, it goes down a little bit. And if I go right, so clockwise, it goes up a little bit. So this is sticking pretty well. And what I want to do is I want to be able to run my finger over this and have it not knock itself off. Okay? So over here, it's not as good. Oh yeah, it is. It's pretty good. But where it actually first came down isn't staying. So I'm going to just get out of the way and let that go. The other thing you can do, this is an old print job, so I didn't put it in Cura where it actually does a line to get rid of the excess filament. So this over here, Once this gets out of the way, I'm going to just snip this off while it's going. Well, this print job is running down. It's got a good squish on it. And what I mean by squish is this is pushed in there pretty well. So now that that's out of the way, I can come in here with this and click that off. And normally print jobs aren't quite so crazy, but that's how you do the baby step Z if you need it.